Hello friends and welcome to this session for GATE and ESC Electrical Engineering. My friend, this session is going to be one of the most awesome session and you are going to really learn something very new and something that will help you in the exam. In the exam for GATE, may it be 2021 or it may be 2022. Now, before we start the lecture, my friend, let me introduce you myself. My name is Ankit Goyal. I got AIR 1 in GATE 2014 and GATE 2018. And my friend, I was also awarded the President of India Gold Medal by the President himself in the year 2013 when I graduated from IIT Indore. Presently, I am working as a director at an academy for GATE department, and that is why constantly I am able to bring new and more initiatives for you. Because an academy is not an institute. An academy is not a coaching. An academy is more of a revolution. An academy is more of a feeling. An academy has everything right that is wrong with every other coaching institute in the country. The name An Academy, my friend, has been comprised of two words, un and academy. That means it has everything that is not there in an academy. So an academy cares about the student in the best way possible. It cares about the student most than or more than any other person can. All the initiatives are centered on the student. That is, they are always working towards the student welfare. And that is why, my friend, you are watching this course on power system. That is why, my friend, you are watching this course on power system free of cost on our YouTube channel. So my friend, if you are visiting this channel for the first time, make sure that you have subscribed, because we have electrical machine, power electronics, power system, communication system, EMT, EDC, network, signal, control, digital, everything is here on this channel, that too free of cost, my friend. But what has An Academy done? An Academy has brought a revolution in the country where they are providing the most affordable education, and that too free of that too at the most affordable price, as well as free of cost on YouTube. So my friend, if you want to be a part of the revolution that An Academy has created by means of the courses that are running on An Academy, where they are bringing you the best ever educators of the country on a single platform. That is, you, my friend, can be able to learn from India's top educator at the cheapest or at the most affordable prices possible. At the most affordable prices possible. Now, my friend, I'm talking to you. You can dare to dream. You can dare to enter a PSU. You can dare to dream about MTech from an IIT. Why? Because An Academy has made it possible. An Academy has done everything that is required to get the best rank in GATE examination. So my friend, if you want to join An Academy, make sure that you use the code Ankit ESE, because the door to An Academy opens with this code, and this directly makes me your mentor so that I can guide you at each and every step regarding your GATE preparation. And not only this, you will also get 10% discount on your subscription. Now, what does An Academy bring for you? Not only the live classes. The live classes are the best part of An Academy, where you can interact with the educator, ask your doubt, and make sure that you understand each and every concept and then only exit the class. But other than that, you get dedicated doubt session, where you can post a pic of a question and ask any doubt, any number of doubts. Then you have weekly quizzes. Every Sunday we test how much you have understood. Then there are daily practice paper which we provide you for practice. Then there are practice questions from An Academy. Then there are test series from An Academy. Then there is crash course, where we will boost your rank in the last few months. There is rank improvement batch for the students who have already done well in the GATE examination. Now, my friend, all of this just with one subscription fees, where you don't have to pay anything again and again or anything extra. That is the magic of An Academy. Just join An Academy without thinking too much.
Hi guys, in the last lecture we started with the power systems. So first I introduced to you what is a power system. So power system is a complete system that involves generation, transmission, distribution and utilization of the power. Then we saw the schematic of the power system. at what voltages do we transmit the power, at what voltages is it distributed to the consumer, that industries will work as the primary consumer and households will work as the secondary consumer. Then we saw economic power generation. Okay, that means I told you that the generating plant must be near to the load, as well as it must be near to the natural fuel, so that cost of transportation is less and the cost per unit is less. And we also saw the objectives of power system. That is, cost must be less, rated voltage and rated frequency must be supplied. We saw different factors like demand factor, like load factor, diversity factor, plant utilization factor, plant capacity factor, plant use factor, service factor, and reserve capacity, and loss factor. So in this lecture, first we'll see some problems based on these factors, and then we'll study about the per unit system. Now, it is saying a power plant has a maximum demand of 30 megawatt, load factor of 60%, plant capacity factor 50%, use factor of 72%. What is the daily energy produced? Now, daily energy is equal to area under daily load curve. Okay, so if it is asking area under the daily load curve, we know average demand is equal to area by time. So area can be determined as average demand multiplied by time. So for that we need average demand. Time will be 24 hours. Now maximum demand is given and load factor. So load factor is 0.6, average by maximum is 30. So average will be 18 megawatt. Now area will be equal to 18 into 24, which is equal to 432 megawatt hour. So this much energy is generated daily. Now suppose if it had asked about the maximum energy that could be produced, then plant use factor indicates what is the actual energy produced divided by maximum energy that could be produced. So use factor indicates how much you are using the plant, that is energy produced upon maximum could be produced. Okay, so it is 432. 0.72 is equal to 432 by max. It implies max is equal to 600 megawatt hour. So that is the maximum energy that could be produced in the power system, and we are only generating 432 megawatt hour. That means we are using 72% of the plant capacity. Okay. In our next problem, it is saying a power plant has a maximum demand of 15 megawatt. The load factor is 50% and plant factor, that is the plant capacity factor, is 40%. We need to find the reserve capacity. So reserve capacity is capacity minus maximum demand. Okay. So we know the maximum demand. We need to find capacity. We know the capacity factor. Capacity factor is average demand by plant capacity. For that we need average demand. If we need to find capacity, average can be calculated from load factor. Load factor is equal to average by max. This is equal to 0.5. It's equal to average by maximum is 15. So that means average will be 7.5. Now this capacity factor is 0.4 is equal to 7.5 by capacity. So we can find capacity. Capacity will be 7.5 by 0.4. that is 18.75 megawatt. Then reserve capacity will be 18.75 minus 15, which is 3.75 megawatt. Okay, so that is the reserve capacity of the plant. Is it fine? So first you must look at the term that is being asked and the data that is given. So you must create a map using the expressions that whatever we have studied to determine the required value. In our next problem, it is saying the load duration curve is shown. Reserve capacity we need to find at 70% capacity factor. Again, for 70% capacity factor, it is equal to average by capacity into 100%. So we do not know the average, but average can be determined from the load curve. So average is equal to area by duration. So area will be equal to area of triangle. Area of triangle is half into width into height. Height is 90 minus 50, that is 40. Plus area of rectangle. Area of rectangle is 50 into 100 divided by the duration. So it will be equal to 70 megawatt. Now we can find capacity. 70 by 0.7, because capacity factor is 0.7, 100 megawatt. Reserve capacity is capacity minus maximum, 100 minus maximum. Maximum is 90 from the curve, so it is 10 megawatt. So that is the reserve capacity of the plant. So these sort of problems can be asked in GATE examination for 1 mark only. These are pretty simple problems, but you must remember all the expressions. So now let us move on to the per unit system, as that is a prerequisite for the entire power systems course. Now what is a per unit system? As the name suggests, it is expressing a quantity in per unit of other quantity. So in simple words, we can say it makes a quantity unitless. Okay, so suppose we have voltage in the system, it will have a unit of volts. But if we divide it by another voltage, which is usually called as base voltage, it will be volt by volt, which is unitless. So here we express the quantities as the ratio of other predefined quantities, which are called as base values. So that is called as a per unit system. Okay, so per unit value is actually actual value, whatever is given to you, and some standard references which are called as base value. So remember, per unit value depends on the choice of base. Whatever is the standard that you are assuming, or whatever is the standard that you are defining. Whereas this actual value is independent of the base. Okay. And similarly, we can write percentage value, which is equal to PU value into 100. Okay. So even if you are given some percentage value, first convert it to PU value before using the per unit or percentage value. Why? Because if you apply V is equal to IR, then here you multiplying by 100, here also 100, here also 100. So Ohm's law is not applicable, because here a factor of 10,000 will come. Okay. So that is why you need to use per unit values while applying KVL, KCL, Ohm's law. All these things you need to use in PU and not in percentage values, because whenever you are taking product of two values, a factor of 100 square will come on one side and a factor of 100 will come on the other side, which makes it invalid. Okay, so never use the percentage value, and sometimes the percentage value is given in question. First convert it to PU value and then only you can use it. So the first question that comes to mind is, I am converting the actual value to PU values. So why I must make all this effort, and why I must go for per unit system instead when I can use the actual system? Because we are habituated of using the voltages in volts and currents in amperes. Why I must take all the trouble? The first thing is that calculation is pretty simplified. Because suppose I give you voltage of 22 kV, but I give you a base of 11 kV, then PU value will be 22 by 11, that is 2 PU. So now handling this two quantity is easier as compared to handling 22 kV, because there you will need to take a 10 raised to the power 3, so the chances of committing error in calculation are more. But here when you have smaller values like 1 pu, 2 pu, 0.5 pu, 0.7 pu, then the chances of calculation error are lesser, as there is no 10 raised to the power here. Okay. Other thing is you can easily compare. I can easily compare 1.5 pu and 2 pu as compared to 132 kV and 765 kV. Okay. So comparing two quantities is easier, and handling of these small values is easier as compared to handling of the actual values. Okay. So that is why per unit system is so famous. Now how do you select the base? Usually for any machine or any system, there are two ratings are defined. One is the MVA rating, other is voltage rating. For a single phase system, it is your single phase voltage. For a three phase system, the voltage rating is given as V line to line. So now if I want to find current rating for a single phase system, it will be MVA by V phase. For a three phase system, it will be MVA by root 3 VL. So that way the bases are selected. Usually for any machine or any system, the rating of the system is selected as the base. So most of the times rated quantity is your base quantity. But later on in the fault analysis, we will study different components of the system will have different base. So we will need to choose a universal base which can be applied to the entire system, and then only fault analysis can be done. So that's why we will need to study about the change of base, how to change base from one base to another, so that we can create a universal base for the system for doing the analysis. Why do we need a universal base? Because if I am applying V is equal to IR in actual value, this will be applicable in PU value if you divide both sides by same base. Okay, that means you are dividing by the constant quantity, so the equation remains unchanged. That is the basic concept behind the per unit system. If you are given an equation, you divide the entire equation by some factor, both LHS and RHS, then the equation remains unchanged, but each quantity is converted to PU. But if you do not have a universal base, you are dividing one quantity by 2, other quantity by 3. Suppose I am giving you 3 is equal to 3. Now you divide here by 2, here by 4. Are these quantities equal? No. That means for per unit system, you need a universal base for all quantities. Okay. But the base will be different for different quantities. Like for resistance, the base will be in terms of impedance, because to cancel the unit, you need to divide resistance by impedance. Similarly, base for voltage will be in terms of voltage. To cancel the unit, you need a voltage. Base for current will be in terms of current. But the base for the system should be universal, because whenever you are dividing an equation, we must divide both sides by the same factor. Now let us study about the analysis of a single phase system in terms of PU. So we will choose a base MVA, let us say S base, and a voltage base V base. Then current base will be given by S base by V base, because S is equal to VI conjugate, and VI conjugate, when we will convert it to actual values, it will be, or magnitude, it will be V into I. Here we are only talking about magnitude and not the angles. So whenever you are going into PU system, the angles will remain conserved, only the magnitude will be converted. Now to find the base impedance, we will do V base divided by I base. We can substitute the value of I base. So it is V base square by S base. Okay. So that is equal to your base impedance. But remember, the base for real and imaginary quantities of a same quantity will be same. What I am saying is the base for P plus JQ will be S base. Okay. So it is equal to P in PU plus JQ PU. So base value for real power and reactive power will be same. Similarly, when impedance is equal to Z is equal to R plus JX, the base will be single, that is Z base. It is equal to RPU plus J XPU. So real and imaginary parts do not have different bases, rather a single base is used for each and every quantity, or that is the real and imaginary part of the same quantity. So this is about the single phase system. What about a three-phase system? Here usually we choose a S base as three-phase power and V base as line to line voltage. So I base will be equal to S base by root 3 V base. So this is your line current. Okay. Now to find the Z base, there can be two cases. One is for star connection. Z base will be V base in one phase because impedance is connected in each phase over I base in phase. Now in star we know phase voltage is equal to line by root 3. So that is VB by root 3. But in star connection phase current and line current are same. So SB by root 3 VB. So this will be VB square by SB. Same as the single phase system, that is for a star connection. What about a delta connection? ZB will be equal to VB phase IB phase. Now VB phase will be same as VL phase, that is VB, but IB phase will be equal to I line to line divided by root 3. In delta connection, phase current is equal to line by root 3. So IB phase for a delta will be SB by 3 VB. If we divide it by root 3, we will get 3 VB. So this will come out to be 3 VB square by SB. Okay, that is 3 times the star. And that is understandable because when we convert an impedance from star to delta, we get a factor of 3. Same factor is coming in case of base impedances. Okay, so remember the base impedance for a star and the delta connection will be different. And for a three-phase system, you must assume line voltage as the base voltage and three-phase power as the base MVA. But now suppose impedance is given on one base, we need to find the impedance on other base. As I told you, we need to change the base for a universal base of an entire system. Okay, this is the most important concept from this chapter, that we have to convert the system to a universal base. Now suppose I give you a per unit impedance ZPU, which is given on a base of kVA 1 and V1. We need to find the ZPU dash on a base of kVA 2 and Z2. Sorry, kVA 2 and V2. Now we know actual value does not depend on the base. So let us first convert this PU into actual value. So first we will calculate Z base 1. So it will be V1 square by kVA 1 and ZB2 will be V2 square by kVA 2. Okay. So now actual value or Z in ohms will be equal to ZPU into V1 square by kVA 1 and ZPU dash will be equal to Z ohm because actual value remains the same regardless of the base divided by ZB2. That is ZPU into V1 by V2 whole square into kVA 2 by kVA 1. Okay, so if we write in terms of old and new, so as to memorize it in a better manner, the new value of PU impedance is equal to new old value of PU impedance into V old by V new square into S new by S old. Okay, that way we can convert a PU quantity into directly another PU quantity which is on a different base, because whenever we will choose a universal base for the entire system, we will need to map all the impedances, all the resistances and reactances on that universal base. There we will need this expression. So remember, this expression will come in handy when we will be talking about fault analysis. This is the most important expression in per unit system. Let us see a problem based on that. A 75 MVA 10 kV generator has 0.4 pu reactance. So this, whenever you are given the rating of the machine and the reactance or impedance of that machine, that impedance in pu is based on the rating of the machine. If that impedance is given in ohms, then there is no use of the rating or the base value, because actual value is always independent of the base. But here, whenever you are given in pu, whatever is the rating of machine will be the base. So old base, V old is 10 kV and S old is 75 MVA. Okay, and ZPU old is 0.4. Now we need to convert it to a new base. New base is V new is 11 kV, S new is 100 MVA. So we know ZPU new is equal to old into V old by V new. New is the base that you want to map to. Old is the base you want to map from. S new by S old. So this comes out to be how much if we calculate? It is equal to 0.44 pu. Okay, so that is how we convert the base, or we change the base of any impedance. So let us summarize what we have learnt in this lecture. We first saw few problems based on the factors that we studied in last lecture. Then we saw the per unit system, why is it required. Okay. Then we saw how base quantities are selected. There we saw there are two bases, voltage base and power base. Then we saw single phase system, in which we saw Z base was V base square by S base. Then we saw three phase system, in which for star connection we had ZB is equal to VB square by SB, and for delta connection we have ZB equal to 3VB square by SB. Then we saw ZPU new, that is the change of base, ZPU old into V old by V new square into S new by S old. So that is how we change the base of our impedance. Okay. So in the next lecture we will start with our first unit, that is the transmission and distribution. Whatever we have studied till now, these are the basics of power system. Now we will use these in the coming chapters. Okay. So that we will see in the next lecture.
So my friend, if you want to join an academy, if you liked the lecture, if you like the content that you have just watched, and you have decided that an academy is the right place for you, and you want to learn with me, you want to learn from me, then don't hesitate and call on this number. Okay. Other than that, my friend, without any delay, right now download Unacademy learning app in your mobile, because that is where we are conducting free classes every day that will boost your GATE rank. So if you decide to take subscription, click on GATE and ESE, click on get subscription. After this, you can choose the plan that you want to opt for. The final year and dropper can take 1 year plan, second and the third year can take 2 year plan. But don't forget to use the code Ankit ESE. This will give you 10% off, as well as it will bring you under my guidance. And as you can see, the prices are really affordable, my friend. It is much less than any other institute can offer you, and that is why I keep repeating, Unacademy is not an academy. It is a revolution. It is a feeling. You can make the payment by credit, debit card, EMI, net banking. Also, EMI is available on debit card, but for HDFC debit card and Bajaj Finserv debit card. So if you are from a weak financial background, you can pay the amount in installments, but only use the code Ankit ESE. And my friend, these are some videos where I have told how to study, how to get the best rank in GATE, and these videos will really help you in cracking GATE. So make sure that you watch each and every one of them. And my friend, these are our other channels, like for mechanical we have, for civil also we have, for computer science we have for SSC, JEE, all branches, electrical, mechanical, civil. And on this channel we have the previous year question video solution, that too free of cost. And many more channels will be coming very, very soon for you guys. So be a part of our YouTube family and you can take the benefit of all the free content that we are bringing.